Wait for recording.
Recording in progress.
Good evening. We call to order the August 10th, 2021 Transportation Committee meeting. All committee members are present. Councilman Lambert will lead us in the invocation and the pledge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please bow. Dear Lord, please watch over our families, everyone that's dealing with this terrible COVID. Please bless and just take care of all of our citizens. Lord, please give us the strength and the wisdom to move our parish forward with our transportation needs. We ask all these things in your son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Okay, first of all, thank everybody for attending. I'll let the public know that they can call in. We'll have a number that they can call in on and email on. We'll put that up during this 10-minute. Okay, during this 10-minute period, we will put that information up on the screen, and I will also read the agenda. I don't have any a report at this time, so the agenda is, while we wait for the public comment period. Can we put that up on the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, great. The public comment period is acceptance of the minutes of the July 6, 2021 meeting as written. General business is a department report from Joey Turo. Then B is recommendation for approval by council to pay $33,645 as the local match required in an agreement with the Baton Rouge Metro Planning Organization for pavement and asset data collection. Item C is recommendation for approval by council to extend the contract time and add $11,719.60 for Gresham Smith to provide additional traffic analysis required by DOTD for the LA 21 at LA 73 intersection relocation. The last item is adjournment.
lower back is tight. I've been suffering for years with my lower back and my neck. Got disc issues in both. So when it flares up, it's painful.
Yeah. Hey, brother, I don't know.
Joey, y'all might want to mute. Okay.
Very good. Thank y'all. Darla, do we have any phone calls or do we have any emails?
No, sir.
Oh, I'm very disappointed, but that's okay. So we will move on to the next agenda item, and let me bring it up again. That would be acceptance of the minutes of the July 6, 2021 meeting as written.
Move to accept.
Motion by Councilman Cagnotti, a second by Councilman Wagensbacker Mason. Any discussion? No, sure. Any objections? None? So moved. Moving on to general business, we're going to have the department report by Mr. Joey Turo.
Thank you, Chairman. Just a follow-up on one of the meeting items, the repair of the 3 bridges that had some issues. The last one being the Muddy Creek Road Bridge over Muddy Creek. We had to add some additional pile splices. Well, that work has been done, so that bridge is in good shape now. So I just wanted to report on that part. In general, our department, like a lot of companies, we've had COVID issues. We have not been as productive this past month that we have in the past. We've had several key people out. We've got most of them back, so I'm hoping we have a good month. I guess the odd part about it is even if we had everybody on board, we had so much rain this past month. I don't know if we would have gotten too much more done, but it is getting a little better. We do have some key members back, and I'm hoping we can continue our productivity. We did make turnout repairs at key intersections at 2 schools. One is at LA 431 Spelman Wall, which is a key intersection next to Lakeside Primary. We got several complaints about buses, having trouble navigating through that intersection. The one that we just finished today is on West Lane at Aikens, which is 1 block away from Prairieville Middle School. And I'll report a little bit on that later as far as the construction there. We did pave Plantation Court this past month, so that road's in good shape. We chip sealed a couple of roads, Palmer and Forest Road. One tough thing that we found out from DOTD is there's about 5 bridges that do not make load ratings to where school buses can pass on them. Some of them are fairly key bridges. 3 of those 5 are DOTD bridges, and they do have plans to replace those bridges, but in the meantime, those bridges will not be able to be passed on by school buses. One of them in particular, I've gotten with Chad Lynch, that he said, the one that he said is giving him, I guess, the most grief and having to reroute traffic. I'm getting with the bridge maintenance guys with DOTD to see if we can do some temporary repairs, not us, see if the school board can do some temporary repairs to those bridges so that they can maintain their school bus routes. So I'm just helping coordinate that effort, and it's up to the school board as to whether they want to put out the money to temporarily repair those bridges. But there's a couple of bridges that are due to be replaced in 2023. And that's the decision the school board needs to make, is do they want to do some temporary repairs for X amount of dollars? I don't know what that amount is yet. So whenever I do find that, I'll pass it on to Chad Lynch and they can make that call.
Joey, if I may interrupt you real quick before I forget, usually I'm writing things down. On the bridges that we're responsible for, are there any sort of safety grants that we can explore that may be able to expedite those? I don't need you to tell me off the top of your head, because I know it's a pretty complicated question. It doesn't sound like it, but it is. If that's something that we can look into, some sort of safety grants, whether through the state or federal government, to expedite that. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we will certainly explore that, because we only have 60, being facetious, we have 61 parish bridges that all of that money comes out of our coffers. The all-system bridge, we get federal help, and the all-system bridge, we have no responsibility at all. That's all state bridges. So those 60 bridges, that is a great point. If we could find some funding for that, I know whenever we finally do have that contract that y'all approved to get done to assess those bridges, I know we're going to have some that's going to have some problems that we're going to need to address. So,
Councilman Cagliati, go ahead. I'm going to let people ask questions. Joey,
sure.
This is a weird way to do it normally.
Oh, no problem.
I think it may be easier.
Yeah. Hey, Joey, thanks for the report so far. I was going through with you on the pavement report. Looks like we're making good progress in spite of COVID, but on the last three, Chester Diaz, Duval, and Pebblestone, they started the 21st, 22nd. Any idea when those may be completed?
Which one of those?
The Chester Diaz, leveling, Duval Road, patch and asphalt in progress, it says, and Pebblestone, the last three.
Yeah, I think we should be starting on those soon. We do have, like I said, we have some key members back. So, they, a couple of guys in particular, they're really glad to be back and ready to get going. So I'm hoping we get some asphalt going around that'll include, patching and overlaying, because that's specialty.
I appreciate it. I'm not pressing for an answer. I'm just glad to hear that we are getting some good key people back. And
yeah,
I know we're all putting up with this COVID. Thank you so much.
Right.
That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Joey, before you move on, I was thinking about a turning radius concern that it's been brought to my attention. And I think I'm not sure if it's in Dow's district, Michael's district, or John's district. It's North Leah Street at 621. I think I mentioned that a little bit back, some email on it. I know we just have some turning radius onto North Leah Street from 621 that's causing some problems for larger vehicles. If we could look at that, I'd appreciate it.
Right. And I do want to, now that school is open, I do want to concentrate on those key intersections where the school's buses are having trouble. So if y'all do get any of that information, please pass it on, because our guys are pretty good at making those repairs.
Yes. I'm sorry, go ahead though.
That's all right. And I'm the same. I'm kind of scattered, going all over the place. One bridge that does affect the school board significantly is a bridge on Pepera Road. But we did make some repairs. Hopefully it's just a technicality. I do have a contract that as soon as it gets approved, it's not it's not one I need to present to y'all, because it's only like $3,500 to get an engineering company to go load rate the bridge. We think it's going to pass to where school buses will be able to pass on it, but temporarily, until we get that done, that Pepera Road, the school buses will not be able to travel on it. Chad Lynch knows all about it. He's made, he does a great job of preparing for things. As long as we don't surprise him, he can make adjustments. He knows that it's going to be off limits for probably a week, maybe two. But if we can get that bridge rating assessment on it, we can give school buses the okay to drive on that bridge. And y'all know that's close to several schools, so it does affect a lot of routes. East Ascension and Pecan Grove and all is all there. So hopefully in a week or two, everything will be good on that bridge. To move on to the roundabout project on 930 and Henry. That one has just been a rain issue. It's amazing how many times that the contractor is ready to do work and we just get a deluge rain. However, this past week, and there was one other week prior, that we finally did get a little good weather. The contractor did a good job of taking advantage of those opportunities. And, we have that intersection totally closed down. I did meet with the principal, Matthew Garassi, I think is his last name. Very looked like a well-organized fella. He knew that, the construction, it was not going as planned. I met with him last Thursday, I think it was, and he was fine. He'd already planned his routes accordingly. We did add some limestone to open up one of the key driveways. I know y'all reported, I think a couple of roads in the area were getting a lot of off traffic. I've changed some signs around to where hopefully that won't be as much of a burden on the neighborhood, and that the traffic would detour to those two roadways. And I did get a report from Chad Lynch saying that everything went well as far as the traffic coming in and out. Because until we can get traffic, until we can get the intersection built to where we can actually put them in that roundabout area, those poor people, the people going back and forth to school, do have to go in one way and back out the same way. And it's going to be that way, I would imagine, for the next 3 to 4 weeks until we can get the roundabout to where it's passable for vehicular traffic. The other Move Ascension projects that are either under construction or nearing construction, and I'll certainly let Jeff has a lot more information on the upcoming projects, but we did have a meeting with one of the utility companies at the Joseph Ario at Norwood and Merritt Evans intersection, just to clear up any issues with utility relocations. Not all the utilities are out of the way just yet, so we had a meeting to make, urge them on to get them to where we're getting them out of the way, because the contractor is in a week or two is going to be ready to start working on that intersection. I did get a report from the contractor for the Roddy Road clearing and grubbing project. They too are having COVID issues, so they were planning on starting work next week, but I did get a formal letter just saying that they're having issues with that. So I'm certainly going to be sympathetic with that part. We'll work with them whenever they can get a good team on board. That project is a clearing project, so it's not really holding up traffic, and also it's not one that we have to bulldog as much as we do most of our other projects. We do Cebro. That poor project is finally on August the 18th. It will start construction. I have a meeting on site with the contractor. So I do need to, we do need to get information to Ms. Terry that that project is going to actually exist. So I'm going to meet with the contractor. It's either tomorrow or Thursday. I think it's tomorrow. I'm going to meet with them, with the project engineer. And we're going to go over the beginning parts, which is going to be the clearing of the trees, and then they're going to degrass the south side of the intersection and start relocating driveway pipes. So that project will finally get off the ground. We also have on Jeff Burse's plate to address the Henderson Bayou Road Bridge. I know, Dempsey, that's one that you and I agree it's got some serious safety issues out there. I think I did report before, the bridge is actually not in too bad a shape. You know, we may have to make some repairs to it, but the bridge is actually okay. It's the slopes before and after the bridge. So we did get the ball rolling in that. Jeff is on board with getting his team together. So I'm sure that will move quite it's going to be starting to move along. Jeff will do his normal job of getting that project moving. I think that's about the extent of my report. I know in your packet has to do with the pavement preservation work that was done this past month. I mentioned that we did some chip seals along with an overlay. There were 20 different roadways that were texture sealed this past month. Also in your packet is a list of those roads that were addressed on our road rehab contract, task order number 1. Task order number 1 is complete. It's got about 20 different roads that were addressed. Well, I guess about 15. Some of it is striping, so I guess I wouldn't really include that. But we did improve a lot of road surfaces. I will have one at the next meeting. We did one road gave us fits, and we actually had to do some added work for it. It's not a tremendous amount, but I will be presenting a change order at the next meeting. And we will start to assemble. Well, we've already started to assemble task order 2. So we should have that probably started in the next couple of weeks.
And very good, Joey. One thing I just want to add, I know we're talking about road preservation and maintenance. One of the things I'd like the department to start looking into is that we complete entire neighborhoods at a time. I know Quail Creek is a good example. Renwood is a good example where we did part of the neighborhood, but the other part is not done. And I know the reason behind it, and the public should understand that they're built at different time periods, so they require different type of maintenance. But I believe that once we get it maintained to a certain level, from then on out, it should age at the same pace, and we'll be able to bring the same crew in, which would just be much more efficient in the future. I know I've identified a couple of neighborhoods in the past. Hopefully in the next couple of months, we can look into doing that. I know I've been talking with John Diaz about looking at pavement, and that we have something on here about pavement analysis. But I really want to kind of see if we can focus on completing entire neighborhoods at once. That way we're not bringing in different equipment, which just costs more money and is less efficient to do, both with time and money.
Sure.
So just something to put in the ear there.
That's a great practice, and we intend on doing that. It's a good point.
Okay. I guess we'll move on. Jeff, with the HMTB report on Move Ascension. Thank you.
Good evening, Chairman, committee members. To give you a little bit further update on some of the other projects and kind of augment and onto what Joey was saying. Thus far, we've completed 8 projects. We have 4, as Joey mentioned, either under construction or about to go to construction. We talked about the 930 Henry Roundabout and some of the challenges there with weather. Cebro is on the cusp of being underway. We also have a clearing of Roddy from 61 to 935. The contractor has asked for a little bit more time to start, but that'll be starting underway here within weeks, as well as the intersection improvements at Joseph Ario and Merritt Evans, and at the Norwood intersection as well. Next up is the intersection at Airline Highway and Germany Road. That actually we've already, we take bids on August 18th. So we will effort to get the contractor, the low bid approved, under contract, and mobilized out to that site as well. Also to be advertised upcoming here pretty soon is the Henry Road widening clearing project, either advertised by the end of this month or very first part of September. That is from 73 past the 930 intersection all the way to Tillotson. We also have 929 and 930 intersection. There's going to be a roundabout at that intersection as well. We're actually soliciting contractors for that work now through purchasing, and the same for the Bro and Germany intersection, where there'll be a roundabout as well. So all of that is set to happen here this month and early into next month. That's for construction projects. Talking back into pre-construction, as we do. Utilities. Utilities are the critical path. We're continuously designing, we're continuously buying right-of-way at a very good pace. Utilities are the critical path that have the potential, don't always, but have the potential to slow a construction project down or slow the progress to get to construction. We have completed utility relocations on 6 projects. We have 2 more underway. Joey had alluded to Joseph Ario and Merritt Evans. The energy company still needs to move a couple of poles there. And then Shell Pipeline is finishing up extending their casings at 929 and Parker Road. So we're coordinating with them on that, and that'll be done here pretty soon. So the Shell Pipeline issue will be behind us, and we're finalizing the acquisition, the last parcel, so we can begin moving utilities at Parker Road roundabout as well. Coordination meetings. We have monthly utility meetings at the governmental complex where we invite all of the utility companies to come to discuss not just move extension projects, but other projects, private developments in the parish, DOTD projects, anything that they need to be aware of. They discuss their schedules. And so we're working with them on a monthly basis on that. In addition, we're holding on-site meetings with the utility companies. This Thursday, we're going to be meeting on 929 Parker. Joey has set up a meeting out in the field on-site with the utility companies to walk through with them the plans, where the new right-of-way is, so that they can begin to develop their relocation plans. Other coordination meetings we do have. Matter of fact, we had one earlier today with one of the electric companies. They had some turnover recently on their who their managers were that were related and assigned to these types of projects. And so they have been delayed on getting to some of our projects. So we had brought them in to talk about that. They are also under the impression that we would allow them to move into our newly acquired right-of-way, while also then the parish then dedicating and foregoing their right to have them relocate in the future without, and then still having the parish pay for that. And, thankfully we had parish leadership. Miss Ruth Phillips was in attendance on there and really kind of laid down the law and said we have ordinances against that. We are not changing that. That is not the policy, and we will not, make rules for one utility and not the other. Certainly not on this one program, more or less parish-wide. So obviously, me and Joey were grateful to have parish leadership there to really kind of spell out what the parish will do, what the parish will not do. And by the end of the meeting, I think there was a much more clear understanding on their part. And they've agreed to go back to their engineering department and come back to us with a plan for relocation here very soon. So hopefully, a lot of these one-on-one coordination meetings are paying off. Up next for utility relocations, I mentioned a few of the roundabouts, 929, 930, 929 Parker. We've got Bro, Germany, Church Point, and Roddy. So there's a lot of roundabouts ready to go to construction as soon as the utilities can get in and relocate their lines out of the way. Other pre-construction activities ongoing, right-of-way acquisition. We've acquired 253 parcels to date out of almost 550. We've acquired all of the parcels on 14 construction projects, with another 3 projects set to be completed and at 100% by the end of this month, first week of next month. So right-of-way acquisition is not stopping. We're as we're designing, as the maps are becoming complete, we're acquiring these parcels at a very good pace, to where we can then work with these and coordinate with these utility companies to move their lines, and so we can go to construction a lot faster. Some other upcoming activities, we're going to be looking to get another steering committee meeting here in the next month or so. We mentioned this project-specific utility meetings. One's going to be held on Thursday. We're preparing construction proposal documents. We can advertise these projects to construction. we're anticipating, as a lot of these, begin construction, possibly some groundbreakings, and as some wrap up, some ribbon cutting ceremonies. Something else I wanted to mention is that been a little behind lately, but that we're now meeting with and taking direction from parish leadership and the administration. We're looking to actively update the website to all current status and do it on a more frequent basis. So they've asked us to really push that through, and working with the administration, we're efforting that now. So a lot has been updated so far, but hopefully you'll see everything updated here in the very, very near future. We're again continuing to work with the Corps of Engineers to secure all environmental permitting, and as I mentioned, just working with a lot of the design consultants to advance a lot of these projects. We're analyzing the impact fee program to be able to utilize on some of these projects. We're analyzing DOT road transfer. We're working very closely with the MPO and some of the cities, the city of Gonzales, city of Donaldsonville, to work with our partners at the state and federal levels to help secure federal dollars in addition, and hopefully augment the program's financial situation as well there. Other than that, construction inspection services are ongoing and will continue both through in-house and the firms that we have on retainer. And with that, that is the but I'm happy to field any questions you may have.
Does anyone have any questions? Seeing a lot of shaking heads. I'll take that as a no. Thank you for the reports, Jeff and Joey. Y'all did a wonderful job tonight. Keep up the good work. Like to be making progress in transportation. Y'all doing it well. So we're going to move on to item 5B. I got to look at it on my phone.
Chair.
Recommendation. Yes, Councilman Lambert.
Hey, sorry. Back to the report. And look, I'd like to see if we could start with just the parish roads. At the school drop-offs, I've been getting some calls from the local volunteer firemen. And Joey, I know we've worked on a few other school locations to try to get the traffic off of the parish roads. But this is, today's the first day of school. We need to have something in place where the cars are completely off the road, or some type of drop off. If they, we just can't have all the intersections blocked up for dropping off children. We're going to have to end up, getting with the school board, see if they can either have a circle policy or either get the cars in the school. Our emergency vehicles are not able to get through some of these four-way stops. Some of the Parker Road, Roddy Road that we're talking about, the vehicles need to be off the road or in the school ground so these emergency vehicles can get through. So if we can start the process, I'd hope we'd have something in place by at least Christmas, or start looking at this pretty quickly. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. I'm going to echo what Councilman Lambert said, because I know that we've had some issues with that. Joey, I want to make sure that we are working with the school board, with the new Prairieville High School, with the redesign of it. I want to make sure that when they redesign it, they don't cut out any of the traffic improvements that they were looking at, because that's a long-term thing that is not going to be easy to fix down the road. We can make sure we're working with Jeff and Chad on that they can, not say Jeff Parrell, not first, make sure that they're working on that with us and we don't cut those kind of improvements out. And additionally, I know we've looked at Oak Grove Primary, improving the traffic around that area on school grounds. I think there's some opportunities there. I don't know where they are on that. I know they were doing some fixes. We'll have to see how that works out. Councilman Mason, go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of want to piggyback on what Councilman Lambert said. I actually had to go to campus this morning, and 621 was backed up from Duplessis Primary almost to the railroad tracks by Airline Highway. And I know that they have a lot of vehicles turning left there, and I don't know what the answer is, but man, I mean, traffic was a nightmare this morning at about 7:15 trying to get to that intersection, that interchange at 73 in the interstate. And I tried 3 or 4 different routes and everything was backed up. 74 was backed up, 73 was backed up. I ended up going all the way down 74 to Nicholson to get to campus because it was just horrible. So I don't know what the solution is. It's obviously all those schools right there because that's peak time for them. And there's not much we can do about it. But if we could come up with some kind of a creative solution to help divert some of that traffic off of those main thoroughfares, I think that would be a big help for everybody that has to commute back and forth from Baton Rouge. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Caglialotti, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joey. I agree, echo what Dempsey, Michael, and even Aaron said. I think at one of the schools, it might have been on the Henderson, they actually took a place on campus and created an area where cars could drive in. The parents that have to drop their kids off, and they created a parking stage area that really is working fine. So maybe that'd be a question to bring up to Chad, some of the school board members. Is there other areas on other campuses that can take some of this traffic off of, the main highways, the parish roads and the state highways, and get it on campus and let that congestion just feed out after the kids are dropped off? Just a thought. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Caglialotti. Any further discussion on this?
Just what John is referring to, we actually did the work, but the school board paid for the material, and it worked out great. John said it was a good. School board was happy. The principal certainly was happy, and it was not a huge expense for anybody. Just took a little effort on our part, but for the traffic benefit, it was a good project. Everybody was pleased with it.
I definitely want to explore that at Oak Grove Primary after they've done the changes they're going to make. If that still doesn't resolve that problem, I know there are areas in the front and back where we could possibly do something, lay down some, whether it be asphalt or limestone. We can do the work. They provide the materials. It's a pretty good deal to work with the school board on that. But okay, we can move on from there unless anybody else has anything. Okay, item 5B, recommendation for approval by council to pay. I'm sorry, 6B. It's cut off my phone looking at it. I had a guess. Recommendation for approval by council to pay $33,645 as the local match. We have a motion by Councilman Lambert, a second by Councilman Caglialotti and Mason. Any discussion? Any objection? None. So moved. Item 6C, recommendation for approval by council to extend the contract time and add $11,719.60 for Gresham Smith to provide additional traffic analysis required by DOTD for the 621 and 73 intersection relocation.
Motion.
We have a motion by Councilman Caglialotti, a second by Councilman Mason. Any discussion? Any objection? None. The item so moved passes. Item 7, I think.
To adjourn.
Motion to adjourn and a second. Thank you, gentlemen. Y'all did a great job tonight. Have a good night. Thank you, Darla. I appreciate it.